Hello interwebs and welcome back. I'm Shana and this is where I share my life and stories and adventures and opinions and whatever else I feel like. And we are back with another Wizards Unite episode. So if you guys know why I've been MIA, you know why I've been MIA. I've been moving in the middle of a pandemic and not just moving countries. So life has been a little bit hectic, but we're doing our best. I know we're already into May, but we're gonna start this video off by talking about the events happening throughout the month of May. We're going to talk about what's coming up for Community Day, and we are also going to talk about the update that happened to the app and my feelings kind of on that. So let's go ahead and get into it. Per usual, we are going to pop up the graphics here from our lovely friend Orange Wizard. If you don't know who Orange Wizard is, where have you been? They make all of the awesome graphics for Wizards Unite, as well as they make some really good ones for Pokemon, so check them out. So the event calendar for May 2nd, we have the March Makeup Play at Home Edition Community Day, which we already had. We had the full moon happen on May 7th, the Brilliant Event Part 1, which happened from May 5th through May 12th. Community Day is coming up on May 16th. Brilliant Event Part 2 will be coming up on May 19th through May 26th, and the Quidditch Wizarding Weekend will be happening May 29th through June 1st. So a quick little reading of what is coming up, not what is already finished. Community Day, it says Play at Home Edition. Challenge yourself to take on wizarding challenges of even higher levels for equally high rewards. So that's going to be happening on May 16th from 12:01 a.m. to 11:59 p.m. local time, so no matter where you are. Brilliant Event Part 2, the Quidditch Cup. Continue to help return brilliant Quidditch Cup foundables, including the ever-enthusiastic Quidditch fan Luna Lovegood and famously perilous Bludgers. From May 19th through May 26th, and it starts and ends at 11 a.m. Pacific time, so that means that if you are in Japan, that's going to be May 20th through May 27th. The Quidditch Wizarding Weekend, soar to new heights with a Quidditch-packed weekend where you can expect to catch sight of the Chudley Cannon Player, Quidditch World Cup, and other Quidditch-related foundables from May 29th through June 1st, and that starts and ends at 11 p.m. Pacific time. So again, if you're looking at the time in Japan, that's going to be May 30th through June 2nd. Beep, beep, beep. This is a quick reminder to let you guys know that you should hit that subscribe button if you haven't, and if you like the video at any point, go ahead and hit that like button as well. Sorry for the interruption. I'm going to shut up now and let's get back to the video. Next, let's take a look at Community Day. So Community Day will be starting Saturday, May 16th, worldwide, 12:01 a.m. to 11:59 p.m., whatever your local time is. So the date doesn't change, the time doesn't change, no matter where you are. We're going to be featuring Wizarding Challenges, special assignments for Community Day that will reward lots of great things. And then there's going to be spell energy on the map, as well as healing potion ingredients. And if you guys have been following on Twitter, you know that I cannot get spell energy on the map because where I am right now, nothing spawns. So we're gonna do our best. We're gonna go find somewhere to post up that's still socially distanced away from people and be able to get spell energy so we can participate in this Wizarding Community Day. Healing potions will restore 50% of your maximum stamina instead of 35%. So if you're not already stocked up on those healing potions, stock up now. We're going to be completing wizarding challenges to get rewards of spell energy, increased family XP, and increased challenge XP. The increased family XP corresponds to the family of which you used a runestone to enter the challenge. So if you go in with a 9 3/4, that's what you're gonna get. If you go in with a ministry, that's what you're gonna get. Guaranteed foundable fragment if you complete your wizarding challenges in Forest Chamber 3 or above. So that's pretty awesome if you go into Forest Chamber 3 or above, so meaning after you finish your special assignments, if you want to get guaranteed fragments, go into Forest Chamber 3 or above. If you don't know what fragments you need, go through your registry pages now and figure out which fragments are most needed for you so you can spend the most time doing fortresses for those particular fragments. For our community day tasks, for part 1 of 4, we have to take the night bus and win 1 wizarding challenge in Runes Chamber 2, Runes Chamber 3, and Runes Chamber 4, which should definitely be easy to do. You can do those by yourself, no problem. For part 2 of 4, we have to take the night bus and win 1 wizarding challenge in Tower Chamber 1, Tower Chamber 3, and Tower Chamber 5. So if you'll notice, that one skips Tower Chamber 2 and Tower Chamber 4 and just goes 1, 3, 5. Now, that one is another one that I think you can do by yourself, no problem, but using the night bus, you'll definitely get in with some other people and it should be really fun. For part 3 of 4, take the night bus and win 1 wizarding challenge in Forest Chamber 2, Forest Chamber 4, and Dark Chamber 1. Once again, notice how it's skipping levels. I would say I can probably do these on my own. It would definitely be harder than doing it with a group, but I can do it on my own. But if you are lower level, that might be more challenging. However, because we are going into these challenges with other people, you should be able to do it, no problem. And then for part 4 of 4, you have to take the night bus and win 1 wizarding challenge in Dark Chamber 3, Dark Chamber 4, and Dark Chamber 5. My only fear with doing these super high levels with strangers in the wizarding challenges is that what if somebody leaves? I've seen on Twitter where people have been playing and they've been in this challenge with other people, and as soon as they get out of the particular fight that they are in, nobody else is there. Everybody has ditched them. So that would really suck, but hopefully that doesn't happen. Let's not be trolls. Let's not do that on purpose. Let's work together. Let's get through these wizarding challenges and let's get our fragments and have some fun, guys. I'm excited. I think Community Day will be really fun and I'm really looking forward to it. We have, for our Community Day boxes, we have the complimentary gift, of course, where you're gonna get spell energy, you're gonna get a level 1 runestone, some snowdrops, and some bitter root. So hopefully you'll get some ingredients that you need to help you make some extimulo potions. I know I'm running low on the extimulo potions because I can't get ingredients and I don't have any snowdrops. What can you do? We have the SOS bundle, and you also have the Community Day bundle if that's your jam and you want to get those and support your local community, not local Niantic group, but still support them because they're doing a great job with this game. Next, let's talk about the big update that happened. So if anybody has played recently, you might have noticed that suddenly you can upgrade your registry pages, you can prestige them, you have all these little extra fragments that are showing up, and that's because they attempted to adjust what fragments are needed for which foundables based on the level of that foundable. So for example, if it's a low level foundable, the base is 15, the bronze is 25, the silver is 38, the gold is 55. If it's an emergency, the base is 3, the bronze is 5, the silver is 7, and the gold is 10. Now, I'll have the chart up here so you can look at it yourself, but basically, now the fragments should make more sense based on how often you're actually going to see said foundable. However, I love this idea, but the execution I felt did not quite work out. I didn't see the notification saying not to prestige, and I even may have prestige after they said that it was okay to prestige. I wasn't really paying attention because I get so many notifications and I'm terrible, and I should pay more attention. But you'll see later on when I get into my gameplay that I'm gonna share with you guys that I did not get my fragments. My fragments did not roll over the way that they were supposed to. Sorry. All of your fragments were supposed to roll over. Mine did not. But I will say, and I say this again later because I just kicked my thing. I already recorded like my voiceover with my gameplay for you guys, but I'm not super upset about it because it's not a huge deal. I'll get the fragments again. I'm still having fun playing. I don't stress so much about what fragments I have and how many and what the page looks like. It's exciting when I get to prestige. It's exciting when I get those fragments regardless. And they made it even more exciting because if you haven't gotten enough fragments to be able to prestige the page, but you're getting more and more fragments of a certain foundable, you are going to get extra rewards every time that you collect the entire group of fragments for that foundable. So I think that's really exciting. I think it's a great idea. I don't think the execution necessarily worked out how they planned for it to, but I'm also not like super upset about it. It's not a huge deal. And you shouldn't be super upset about it either. Just have fun with it. I'm sorry if you are upset, but your feelings are valid. However, it's not a huge deal. Just have fun with it. Keep playing. And maybe I'll see you guys in some of the fortresses for Community Day because that's awesome. All right, so now that we've gotten a little bit up to date, let's go ahead and get into the gameplay that I've had from the past several weeks. And if you guys want to stick around for that, that's great. If you don't, that's fine too. I don't blame you, but I enjoy it and I talk over it, and yeah, I'm gonna stop rambling. Let's get into the gameplay. All right, guys, so we are starting off with April Community Day. And for April Community Day, we had to open our special assignments, collect 2 ingredients or portmanteaus on the map, use tonic refrigeration section 2 times, earn 300 Mattresses of All Day Family XP, return 20 Mountain Troll foundables, return 20 Demiguise foundables, and return 10 Picket foundables. So I just want to let you guys know, obviously, like everybody else during this time, I have been quarantining. I have been staying away from people. There have been several different places that I've had to stay because I have been moving during a pandemic. However, I have been avoiding people. If you see a lot of movement on the map, it's probably me taking a walk around a neighborhood. It's probably me being in a car. It might be me getting some groceries at the grocery store because I have to feed myself and not everybody has Postmates or Uber Eats. So we were making do with what we could and having a good time playing the event. And let me show you really quick what our registry page kind of started as. I slipped my mind and didn't show initially, but you can see that, you know, we still got some stuff to get, lots of stuff to do so we can prestige that registry page. But let's get into continuing to play the event, and as things happen, I'll come back on my little voice over here and chat with you guys. But until then, I'm gonna shut up. Pretty exciting stuff about to happen here. Look at that, we're putting our little picket down, and then, wait for it, maximum rank has been reached. So that was really exciting. And here we are finishing our special assignments for the Community Day. Let's collect and collect and move on to just a little bit more gameplay and see how far we can get in upgrading our actual registry page. Alright guys, so this is where we ended up on our registry page for April Community Day. I think we did pretty well, and I'm excited to prestige even more later on. Next up, Brilliant the Bro Besieged Part 2. Hermione, did you see this? 100 historical sites from the Second Wizarding War hit 17 on the Daily Prophet's bestsellers list. Oh dear, this isn't blowing over at all. How are your parents coping with all the tourists showing up at the Burrow? You know how Mum is. Even though they're pests, she's going mad trying to make the Burrow more presentable for her guests. All the traces cluttering up the place aren't helping though. The sooner this calamity surge is over, the better. Great news! The night bus has partnered with the SOS Task Force to transport members directly to the fortress at Hogwarts Castle. This was really exciting news to see, by the way. Now you can complete wizarding challenges right outside the castle gates, and I really hope that they continue with this. So, for part 1 of 4, we have to brew 1 potion, return 3 brilliant flying Weasley car foundables, and collect 2 ingredients or portmanteaus on the map. So I was really excited to try out this night bus feature, and I really hope that they actually keep it around. The struggle for me has been the fact that nothing spawns on the map unless I use a tonic for trace detection, so energy has been a serious struggle, which means that I really can't do very many fortresses. But it's been a lot of fun. I love that you can play with people from all over. You can run into your friends in here, although I haven't quite yet. But keep in mind that when you do go into them, once you choose the runestone that you would like to use, you cannot change it like you can when you're normally at a fortress. But it's still really fun. I'm enjoying it. Let me know down in the comments what you guys think about it and if you're enjoying it. And with that, we're going to complete part 1 of 4 by collecting everything we need to collect, and then move on to part 2 of... For 2 of 4, we have to return 5 foundables guarded by gnomes, brew a tonic for trace detection 1 time, and then collect 3 ingredients or portmanteaus on the map. Fairly quickly, we were able to complete part 2 of 4 and move on to 3 of 4, where we had to brew 5 potions, return 7 brilliant young Ginny Weasley foundables, and then use the tonic for trace detection 2 times. Alright, we got our flying car, so let's go ahead and collect it. Say what you will about the calamity, Dad is actually chuffed to see that old flying car again, even if it's only a foundable. And we also get to collect some little gardening gloves. With all the strange witches and wizards around, it seems that the Burrow's gnomes have vacated the garden. Mum says that it's nice to take de-gnoming off her chore list. And look at this, we've also got Miss Jenny! How exciting! How's Jenny holding up, being a foundable and all? She says she'd be a lot happier about it if she could send her foundable in her place to the Burrow. Your mum has recruited her for crowd control. Alright, so we have finished part 3 of 4 now, and moving on to part 4 of 4, we now have to recover 20 foundable fragments, return 7 foundables guarded by gnomes, and collect 1 ingredient or portmanteau on the map. And we finished part 4 of 4, but as you guys know, being experts and all as well, that doesn't mean we actually finished, because we have the bonus assignments. And for the bonus assignment, we have to earn 7,500 Wizarding XP, return 30 Brilliant Event, the Burrow Besieged Family Foundables, return 5 High Foundables, return 15 Foundables guarded by gnomes, and use the Tonic for Trace Detection 2 times. Alright, and it's shed collection time. That sounds really strange saying that out loud, but that's exactly what's happening. Mom had to cast protective charms on Dad's shed to keep the visitors out. Can you imagine a load of tourists discovering his collection of muggle rubbish? Next time to get our little friend, Errol! Errol of L. I've never missed Errol more. What I would give to have letters from the Burrow go astray right about now. And finally, we were able to collect and complete the bonus assignments for the Brilliant Borough Besieged Part 2 event. I don't know if you guys watched or remember me trying to go through this port key in the last Wizards video and it being all kinds of glitchy and I was like behind something, but here's what it normally looks like and I think it's really cute and it looks really good. Once again, we ended up collecting all the fragments for this, but there was no dialogue, so that keeps happening. Don't know why, but it is what it is. Next up, we have the Nature and Nifflers event. For this event, we have to return 20 common poacher foundables, use a tonic for trace detection 3 times, earn 7,000 wizarding XP, return 30 magizoology foundables, return 10 high foundables, and return 10 Nifflers and baby Nifflers. Don't ask me why I just read that backwards, but I did. So, if you guys kind of want the rundown for this event, I really enjoyed it. I thought it was really fun how we had to actually find the poacher and then getting the poacher brought up the magizoology foundables. And I saw a video going around on Twitter that was joking about how they follow you everywhere. And I don't know if the person who posted the video was in a vehicle or what they were doing, but they were moving very quickly and you just saw the magizoology traces popping up like bing, 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 bing all around as they were moving. And I thought that was absolutely hilarious because I actually happened to go out this day to go to the grocery store and that is exactly what happened while I was out. So I really enjoyed this. I thought it was a lot of fun. It was a really different kind of take on what we've been doing for the events, and I enjoyed it. I hope that there are more events like this one in particular in the future, because I would like to do this more. I liked it, and I thought it was also really cool that we got doxy fragments for the poacher. So, I like that. Sorry about the cat crying in the background. Next up, we have our Makeup March Community Day. For this makeup, we had to use Tonic for Trace Detection 1 time, use any Extimulo Potion and Wizarding Challenge 4 times, return 15 Angela Johnson foundables, return 10 Pavarti Patil foundables, return 5 Fred Weasley foundables, and return 5 George Weasley foundables to complete Community Day. So while we were approaching this particular event, I did notice on Twitter that a lot of people were complaining of sort of like an event burnout because there were a lot of things one right after the other. However, I do think it's important to keep in mind that they're doing the best that they can with scheduling these things, and it was either have the March Community Day when we had it or not have it at all, and I would much rather have it when we had it. Not to mention, yeah, it's a lot of events, but I feel like Wizards Unite has a lot of events just in general, and luckily a lot of them you can choose to put in the time if you want to or not, and I mean that's any event in general, but I enjoyed doing the March Makeup Community Day, and I think that maybe, once this pandemic blows over, we won't have to worry about doing so many back-to-back events, which will be nice. Now let's take a look into the port key. I really, really love the way that this port key looks and it turned out. I thought the detail was so cool and it felt very realistic to me. I felt like I was there. And of course, we completed our March Community Day. And moving on into the Brilliant Quidditch Cup Part 1. Ah, good, I've found you. I'm afraid that Hogwarts needs your help. The final matches of the Inter-House Quidditch Cup are upon us, and excitement is running high among the students. Their single-minded focus has attracted the attention of the Calamity. Regrettably, Hogwarts Quidditch Cup itself has been taken. I dare say the Calamity has gone too far this time. Although we would certainly proceed without the cup, I would hate for the winning house to be denied the honor. Will you help me end this calamity surge and return the centuries-old cup to Hogwarts? Of course, McGonagall, I'll do anything for you because I love you. And of course, the first thing that we did this time was go into our complimentary gift and grab that. And then after that, we headed over to take a look at what our special assignments were. For part 1 of 4, we had to return 3 magical games and sports family foundables, return 5 Brilliant Nimbus 2000 foundables, and collect 3 ingredients or portmanteaus on the map. After completing part 1 of 4 and moving on to 2 of 4, we had to brew a tonic for trace detection 2 times, return 7 bludger foundables, and perform 4 Arresto Momentum spellcasts. Why was I having so much trouble talking just then? Once again, I am loving the new port key. Honestly, I don't think that we've ever had a port key that I've been like, it's just meh. I love them. They always turn out so good. You always feel like you've really stepped through a port key and that you've been transported to a new place. And I think they just absolutely do a fabulous job with the port keys. Time to collect our Nimbus 2000. One of the Gryffindor chasers owns an old Nimbus 2000 and feared that her broom would vanish or weaken as a result of becoming a foundable. I assured her that the foundable in question was almost certainly the broom of a former famous student. Of course. Oh, goodness. I'm not surprised. I don't know about you guys, but after a while I kind of stopped paying attention to the achievements because they seemed like it would just take 500 years to accomplish most of them, but I was really excited when this achievement popped up and we got to collect for using 1,000 potions of any kind in traces, which was super exciting. And finally, we completed part 2 of 4 for the special assignments and moved on, or we're moving on, to part 3 of 4, where we had to use a tonic for detection 2 times, return 10 Brilliant Angela Johnson foundables, and return 5 Magical Games and Sports Family foundables. Plaque collection time, and another visit from Professor McGonagall. Seeing this old plaque really drives home the weight of history tied to Quidditch at Hogwarts. So many generations of young witches and wizards united in tradition. Eventually, we were able to finish up part 3 of 4 and move on to part 4 of 4, where we had to perform 15 Arresto Momentum spellcasts, return 10 Golden Snitch foundables, and earn 5,000 Wizarding XP from traces on the map. Despite the fact that I thought it would take 500 years to get all of those darn Golden Snitches, we were finally able to finish part 4 of 4 and move on to the bonus assignment, because as you know, finishing part 4 does not mean we are actually finished. So next, we had to earn 10,000 Wizarding XP, use the tonic for trace detection 3 times, return 30 Brilliant Invent the Quidditch Cup Family Foundables, perform 45 Arrest Momentum spellcasts, and return 20 Golden Snitch Foundables. Once again, I thought I was going to be stuck on those Golden Snitch Foundables for 500 years. Now, going out onto my afternoon walk and gameplay time, I quickly realized that they had actually updated the fragments, which I knew was coming, but I wasn't really paying attention to when it was going to be happening. So, because all of the red dots were driving me insane, I had to go through and tap on each of the fragments and prestige the pages, and I also really didn't want to miss out just in case I ran across any of those foundable fragments while I was out, and I would be able to collect them and prestige more pages. So I went through and did this well ahead of time. So we're supposed to be set up so that way if you prestige your pages now, your fragments are supposed to roll over. However, I'm not quite sure if that actually worked, because if you'll notice as I prestige all my pages here, everything just gets reset to 0, and I definitely feel like I had more fragments than 0 on at least some of the pages, maybe not all of the pages. I don't know, but it's really not that big of a deal. As much as I love collecting the fragments and everything, like, it just means that I get to collect more. So no rush, and I'm still enjoying it, and I'm not gonna make a big deal out of it. One of the new features that I think is really cool since the official app update is that as you collect more fragments for a particular image that is completed, you can continue to earn rewards each time that you complete that image, which I think adds a little bit of extra encouragement to continue to get fragments for images that have already been completed, even if our page has not been prestiged. So I think that's really neat. Someone really used a spell to track down their murder victim. That seems impossible, and one must not forget that the Prophet has a long history of exaggeration. Funny we keep records of all their issues, but this one appears to be missing from our archives. Even though I thought it would be never-ending trying to get those Golden Snitch Foundables, we finally completed the bonus tasks for the special assignments for part 1 of our brilliant event. Next, we hopped on that night bus so we could head over to a fortress and get the fragments that we needed to actually complete the page. Ta-da! Look at that, we get to collect. The Quidditch Cup is such an important symbol of Hogwarts history and traditions. I believe that I speak for all the staff and students when I say that we cannot thank you enough for returning the cup to us. If you happen to be in the area, I'd be pleased if you would join us for the final match of the season. I would love to, McGonagall. If only that could actually happen. I would love to. Alright guys, and that pretty much wraps it up for this one. I hope you guys liked it. If you did, please make sure to like, comment, subscribe, and if you don't know what to comment down below, leave some lightning bolt emojis for Harry Potter. And those that help out my channel a lot, but it lets me know that you were here. It gives us a chance to chat, and of course, I just love to see your faces down there. If you want another way to help out my channel, down below, the links to my website, my merch store, and my Patreon. There's zero obligation to check any of those out, but if you want to, you can. Thank you guys so much for watching. I appreciate all of you so very much, and I'll see you next time. Bye! Oh, hello there. Yes, this is me casually drinking from my Ginky AF merch because I don't have any bloopers to share. But if you like my cup or my shirt or some leggings or some socks, there's links in the description below. Be Ginky and enjoy your coffee or tea or water or whatever else you like to drink from mugs.